Alright everybody, welcome all back to Dead Space. We're jumping into Chapter 5 here. As you can probably tell by the runtime of this video, Chapter 5 is pretty gosh darn short, and that is mainly because it's essentially just backtracking back through medical, which is the area that we were in throughout the entirety of Chapter 2. So, not really a whole lot to do, except for, you know, I actually love Chapter 5, just in terms of the story. A lot of important narrative stuff happens, but in terms of gameplay, like, you know, we're pretty much just going through a pretty different version of medical, to be honest. Like, when we go back to medical, things are a little bit different, and you're gonna see what I'm talking about. But obviously, before we do anything, we're gonna go ahead and buy the fancy new suit, level 3 suit. And I think I had money left over, so I went ahead and splurged on power nodes, because I was not expecting to have $30,000 left. But alas, the gods of Dead Space shined their holy light upon me. They called and I answered the phone. So we have more power nodes, which is great. But yeah, Chapter 5 is short but sweet. It's also pretty straightforward. There's that necromorph down there from before. Also, that item that's glowing in purple that you can see over there, you actually can't grab that with Kinesis. So if you saw that during the last chapter and you were, like, yelling at your screen, like, "Why aren't you grabbing that item? Oh, you slut!" I'm sorry, okay? I'm really sorry. You literally can't grab it. You have to go down there manually, and that's something that we can't do until a little bit later.
I can barely hear you.
Alright.
Daniels, the door to medical just locked behind me. Hello?
Clearance confirmed.
Another survivor, at last. You'll be safe here. I'm a doctor.
Is Nicole Brennan with you?
You're not here for sanctuary, then? Well, Dr. Brennan's currently engaged. Shall I send you to her?
How about you unlock these doors and I'll find her myself?
Are you that selfish? You might let something in. Or out.
Shit.
So, you've decided to be difficult. Take a seat. I'll deal with you momentarily.
Alright, so one singular door unlocks that we're allowed to go through currently. Because good old Dr. Mercer has got this shit on lock. So let's just go ahead and go through image diagnostics. We're going to be attacked by 2 lurkers in this hallway, so get a plasma cutter or weapon of your choosing at the ready. Although I would recommend the plasma cutter against killing lurkers pretty much all the time, unless you're in a situation where you can use Kinesis to throw something at them. Also, remember the stasis refill station right there. That's always important. Alright.
Kindly avoid disturbing my other patients.
What is this?
Research, of course. I'm so close to finding that missing factor.
So, Wall Guardian over here on this wall. This is our first encounter with these sons of bitches. Wall Guardians are super annoying, but if you use a firebomb from the flamethrower and you hit them pretty much right in the center between their tentacles that come out, you will get a really easy kill every time. Yeah, Wall Guardians are annoying because they spit out these little, like, potato enemies that they sit on the ground and they just shoot projectiles at you that actually do a lot of damage. Yeah, Wall Guardians are annoying. Best way to deal with them is with that flamethrower alt fire. The pulse rifle alt fire works sort of okay, but you usually have to spam like 4 or 5 grenades at it to get it to work. You can also use the plasma cutter and sever its little tentacles individually, but that's not really the best way to do it. It's kind of an ammo waster. So coming up here, we got to start clearing out this shit by shooting those glowing balls, and each time we do that, a leaper's going to show up. So, go ahead and kill that guy. And then when we take out that next tentacle on the ground level, another one will show up from the right side. That right side vent, go ahead and it pops out right there. And I missed my stasis. You'll love to see it. But it's all good. Still got the kill, but wasted probably more ammo than I needed to in the process. It was at this point that I started getting a little bit low on plasma cutter ammo, but I believe at some point I just ended up buying plasma cutter ammo because I had a lot of money and I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and buy some of this shit. When you destroy this third sack, you don't have to worry about any more enemies spawning. You're good to go. Just continue through this hallway. And this room here, the observation room, this is where we came in before, but there wasn't really much that we could do. At this point, we can come back and actually open some of this shit up, thanks to upgraded security clearance.
As I was saying, the new treatment I'm developing should be just the ticket. The trial is very promising. Trial? You'll be back at your post in a jiffy with CEC none the wiser.
There's always Pang! Hell yeah.
No,
That sign is a hint. A hint for people that are in the know. Dead Space aficionados. There's a lot of us. But if you come in this room, leading to zero-G therapy, you can unlock this door now as well.
I expect death within the hour.
Grab a power node and some other cool stuff.
Vascular system are very promising. One moment for the cleanup.
And then we immediately get another power node. Hey, hey.
Yes, I called 3 times. My patient is crashing.
Also, you want to come over here and get this door ready to be opened. And you're gonna know, you're gonna find out why here in a couple minutes or so. But you're gonna want that door to be ready, because we're gonna be cruising through there.
All survivors, please join us.
I wonder what could possibly be in that tank.
This is Senior Medical Officer Nicole Brennan.
Now go ahead and grab all that loot before you do this.
Isaac Clarke.
Just a trick.
Isaac. Isaac. Make us.
Isaac Clarke. All right. Dr. Brennan's nearest and dearest. We were colleagues, you know. Dr. Chalice Mercer. Are you the reason the marker won't begin? That's it. Convergence is installed. She's meddling. How is the question? But even if I was to ask, I suspect you're not the talkative type. And I haven't fully explored the cause of death as that missing factor. Dismemberment. Now I think we're on the right track there.
Gotta say, it's been working so far.
Try and relax, Mr. Clarke. Convergence is so close. Maybe your death will tip the balance.
And so we have met Dr. Chalice Mercer. And we get to meet this fun little guy. Hey, how adorable. Yeah, come to Papa. Alright. So, this is the Hunter. If you've played Dead Space 1, you remember this guy. Although, I think in Dead Space 1, he was just called the Regenerator, wasn't he? Or am I thinking of Dead Space 2? Because Dead Space 2 had a similar enemy. Whatever. What you want to do here is, like, honestly, if you want to use stasis, you can. But it's really easy to just, like, kite this guy in a circle if you just kind of move to the right around the room. And his attacks are really easy to dodge, as you can see, because I dodged his attack, like, right away. His attacks are easy to dodge, but...
Daniels, open the chemical lab.
What?
Just do it.
On it.
Basically just run in a circle like this and avoid him until Kendra opens the door. At which point, I like to lure him kind of to this corner of the room and hit him with stasis. And then I run through the door. And the reason I like to lure him to the far side of the room like that is because I like him to be a little bit further away so that I have more of a head start when I run away. So for this part, get your flamethrower ready because we've got some buggers that show up right in the middle of the chase. And if you don't take them out quick enough, well, needless to say, some pretty bad things happen. You either get eaten by buggers or you get eaten by Mr. Hunter.
It was a trick by a fucking unitologist. Dr. Mercer. He's locked down medical to experiment on the crew.
Oh, God. Every way out is locked down through one of the offices. Must be Mercer's. I can brute force the internal doors, but you'll have to reach his office and lift the lockdown manually.
Great. So, it goes without saying, I don't think I even mentioned this really obvious point, but you can't kill the Hunter. You can, however, dismember him, which does slow him down because he then has to regenerate. So if you really want to slow him down and you don't have like stasis handy or anything, you can shoot his legs out and you can actually shoot his arms out too, which makes it so that he can't crawl around really. But he does regenerate and he does get back up. He does return to full form. So usually it's pretty futile to try to engage him at any level in terms of combat. So in this room, you've actually, there's really no two ways about it. You got to play this room pretty aggressively. Not only are there a lot of enemies that spawn, but none other than our friend, our new friend, the Hunter, shows up in here. But he doesn't show up for a little bit. So if you're actually, okay, he's actually right behind me. But because he doesn't show up right away, you can actually run around a little bit and kill some of these enemies before he shows up, which makes things a little easier. So all you have to actually do in this room is move the battery back into the wall socket so that you can open the door up. Which, to that end, you need to use stasis, and just kind of do it like that. Pretty easy. Yeah, if you want to survive that room, just be aggressive and move around a lot. And the Hunter should not be able to follow you through that door. I don't think it's possible.
Surgical log. Dr. Charles Mercer. It's a shame. When I began my research, Ellen's kind insights into the marker were invaluable. Now it's
So in this room, we get the line gun.
You butcher. I saw your
I have sort of mixed feelings on the line gun. I feel like the line gun really had its heyday in Dead Space 2. Because in Dead Space 1, and even in the remake, it's kind of meh. Like, it's a little bit, like, it's not bad, but it's not great.
my diagnosis.
But in Dead Space 2, the line gun got, like, buffed quite a bit. So we've got another wall guardian up ahead. So, in preparation of dealing with that, get the firebomb ready. And you also want to wait till the tentacles come out. Otherwise, sometimes you'll get sort of like a misfire effect. And the wall guardian won't die. It's kind of annoying. I don't know if it's a hitbox issue or if it's just genuinely a skills issue. I don't know.
Surgical log, Dr. Charles Mercer, tissue regeneration experiment 5. The children of the marker kind's necromorphs have provided all the material I could ask for. And the infector variant has provided a key insight. Implanting the material directly into the brain renders optimal results. Of course, that requires puncturing the frontal bone.
Yeah, as you can see, as we backtrack through medical, even areas we've already been, we're finding all sorts of new stuff. Like whether it be containers that we couldn't unlock before, or just new audio logs and new shit that we just didn't find before. How that even makes sense, I have no idea. But as we come into Mercer's office here, make sure you pick up all this good shit, especially that ruby semiconductor. I like how he's just got like a taxidermied necromorph infector hanging up in his office. Holy shit, he's alive!
Hold on. I can help you.
Not me. Save
Hydroponics. We're all dying. Air's poison, but there's still time. Her enzyme will work if... She just needs liquid nitrogen. Save us!
He was right. Air quality is dropping ship-wide. Something's poisoning the oxygen in hydroponics. If we lose our air supply...
He said we could fix it. He came looking for liquid nitrogen. And there has to be some in the cryogenics lab.
Okay. Not like we have a better option. I'll clear you a path to cryo.
Alright. Also, this is a very, very random little tip, but I recommend that you do not be mean to this door. Don't be impatient and start meleeing it, because I did that once, and I swear to God, it glitched the door, and it wouldn't open. So I had to reload the save. I'm not joking. Be nice to the door. So on this part, when all the shit gas starts pouring in, all you gotta do is book it back to the security station. There are enemies that spawn, like more buggers. I didn't really remember that they were there, so I just kind of ran into some of them, but... On this part, the hunter shows back up, but it's easy to outmaneuver him. Basically, just kind of shake and bake your way. Hey, there he is. This is my buddy. I was just talking about you. Yeah, it's also easy to get lost on this part, because it's all dark and hazy and foggy, and, you know, there's shit gas everywhere. Of course it's hard to see. But just get back to the security station, and then go back to the terminal in the little, gazebo thing here, and you're good to go.
Okay, it's clearing. Mercer pumped that gas in from hydroponics. Is the air's already that bad?
I'm gonna need a faster way to cryogenics.
I'll open the other door from the chemical lab. It'll take you straight there.
Great. Obviously, if you don't have, like, full faith in your ability to do that in a timely fashion, you know, there's always oxygen refill station. There's an oxygen refill around that area somewhere. I can't remember exactly where. I never need it. Because it's easy to just get back to the security station in the time that you're given. But I digress. I don't know if I ended up... Oh yeah, I bought the pulse rifle upgrade. Mostly for the free power node, but also because I sort of wanted the upgrade. Like I said, pulse rifle is decent if you upgrade it. Although it does... I do end up using it less and less as I play the game. Because even when you start to upgrade it, like, man, it's just not a very good weapon. It's just not. The pulse rifle is probably the worst gun in the game, easily. But I have good news. In the next chapter, we get our hands on a pretty sweet gun. It's actually, I think, the last gun that we get. And it is, in fact, the Force Gun. And when I first played Dead Space 1, when I was a little kid, you know, the 2008 version, 2009, whenever it came out, I didn't like the Force Gun. But now that I'm playing the remake and I'm using the Force Gun more, dude, I'm officially singing the gospels of the Force Gun. Like, I've joined the Brotherhood. It is a damn good weapon. The other thing about the Force Gun, and I'll probably mention this again later when it becomes more relevant, the game is really generous with ammo for it. Alright, so this is the end of the chapter. The cryogenic chamber. Run around and grab all these items beforehand. Because if this room doesn't scream boss fight scenario to you, I don't know what does. But grab the liquid nitrogen, and we get to meet Mercer again.
But you and Dr. Brennan have delayed me enough.
If you've hurt Nicole,
I have never shown you anything but courtesy to Dr. Brennan. Can you say the same thing?
I can say I'm not a fucking murderer.
Speaking of courtesy, do I have you to thank for fixing the Ishimura's engines? Our homecoming will be truly divine. And I doubt Even you can stop a convergence event fueled by the entire population of Earth.
You take these things to Earth, it's all over.
Only for the faithless. Humanity will be made whole, Mr. Clark. With or without you. I'd say you've chosen your side.
Alright, so once Mercer leaves, the Hunter bursts up through that panel right there. So what I like to do is bust out the contact beam. And I have a very specific way that I like to handle this. Basically, take out his legs as quickly as you can. And then stasis him once, turn around, and stasis him again. And that repositioning there is actually really key to make this work. Well, the idea is to lock him in the chamber and freeze him up like that. And these lurkers here will actually just run away. Like, they don't even try to fight you if you beat the Hunter quick enough. It's pretty funny.
Bastard locked me out again. Isaac, you okay?
I stopped that Hunter. But Mercer's gone. He wants to take these things to Earth, Kendra. You have to seal the captain's nest and warn Hammond.
Okay, I can seal the nest, but I haven't been able to reach Hammond since he went to the crew deck. Isaac, our air quality is falling fast. If you've got liquid nitrogen, we gotta fix hydroponics.
On it. Keep trying to reach Hammond. Mercer, I don't think he's done yet.
And that's it for Chapter 5. Yeah, the Hunter fight is like, it's pretty easy for the most part. There's a couple of ways that it can go annoyingly wrong. Like, the Hunter is actually able to get out of there really quickly, even with stasis, if you don't cripple his legs.
Careful. Who knows what mad science went into that thing?
Maybe I could find out. Figure out what Mercer's up to. If I'm fast, there has to be a DNA scanner close by.
But yeah, make sure that you remember to go back into the cryo chamber so you can pick up that tissue sample.
You'll need another way there. Take the tram back towards the hangar, then head to the repair station. Remember where you took that broken tram car off the tracks? There's an access door in there that'll take you to hydroponics.
Alright. So yeah, when we come back next time for Chapter 6, yeah, I'm like losing count already. Yeah, when we come back next time for Chapter 6, we're going to go check out that side quest where we go scan the tissue thing, and basically we just have to go to the research wing and do a couple of things around medical before we leave. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed Chapter 5, and I will see you next time for Chapter